What's going on, everybody? This is Temperature Check. I am your host, as always, man. Mr. Check the Temperature. How y'all doing? Before we get started with today's content, I must do what I always do anytime you see me on your screen, and that is thank you guys for the likes, comments, shares, most importantly, those subscriptions. So whether you be a day one fan or someone who just locked in with the channel today, man, I greatly appreciate it. And if you're loving what I got going on my YouTube, man, and you want to stay engaged and see what I got going on outside of that, man, hit me up on Twitter, hit me up on Instagram, Mr. Check the Temperature on both of them platforms. But before we get into the actual topic of the day, man, I got to give you some updates. So, we still looking to get to 615 subs, man. Again, once we do that, we will be giving away some free temperature check apparel. So, definitely be on the lookout. We got about 570, but I know y'all going to hold me down, so I ain't too much worried about it. But if you can't wait for that raffle, man, I got you. We got t-shirts, pre-orders. Right now, we're taking t-shirts, pre-orders, $25 plus shipping in red, black, white, and yellow. And then if you don't want a t-shirt, but you want a hoodie, I got that too. The hoodies are going to be $45 plus shipping. Black, red, light gray, and dark gray. So if you're interested in any one of those pearls, or maybe you're interested in both, man, hit me up in the comment section underneath this video, or you can DM me on Twitter and on Instagram, and we'll get you right either way it go. But let's talk about today's topic, man. So Rookies versus Vets Season 2, Part 2 has started. Now, we already know where we are at right now in the season, right? Because Smack said this wasn't an event. This is a season. And for the first half of this season, it has been a season-long ass kicking for the Vets. They have been getting their ass kicked overall in the first part of this season. But you know what I think happened? You know, they put a couple of reserves out there for the rookies. You know, built their confidence up. But then they got too much confidence. And coach was like, hey, you 3, 4, and 5, check in. So he called in his starters. And he called in a big starter. Someone who's made their name known off of killing rookies. Someone who is also has a point to prove, because they arguably got 3-0 the last time we saw them in a battle. This man is a legend, but we don't treat him like one. He says we don't deserve him, but he did say get money and drink water. So who am I talking about? None other than DNA, the PG Killer versus Lou Castro. Wow, strong. Oh, yeah. I knew this one was going to be a goodie, and it lived up to everything I thought it was going to be. Let's get right to the bars. So round one is on Lou. And if you don't know who Lou Castro is, he's a very charismatic battler. Very heavy on the performance, in my opinion. Very energetic, very charismatic. Again, like I said, very gun bar heavy. And that is going to be a foreshadowment. I'm giving you gems. That's your first clue. But let's see what Lou got, man. He was cooking a little bit in the first. He said, it can go from me whipping the pot to you kicking the bucket. I like that. Again, his performance. He's big on the whip. He said, he taking bucks from the 12 to fund the police. That is crazy, Lou. I love that bar. That bar is crazy. He said, I couldn't let St. John suffer. I had to put him out of his misery. That's what kind of St. Louis is. Shout out to St. Louis. But I also love the historical perspective of the bar. I myself am a historian, Lou. I can rock with it. Then this is wild too. He said, do a drive-by, getting everybody in the car shot. Leave everybody in the car cooking. Now you whip the pot. That is fire. So he's comparing the pot to the car, and the people in the car, because he's shooting up the car, is cooking. Everybody dying because of the bullets. You got it. Y'all got it. Don't even worry about it. He said, you do power recaps. You cool with 50? Meet this one. I like it. It was simple. Again, I have to set you up with the heavy on the gun bars. Then he goes into DNA accolades, and he talks about him being on Hot 97, him being on ESPN, you know, and he didn't like everything except he liked the ESPN. But here's Here's his brother. He says, I'm going to make ESPN2 after I get this trick shot. Because, you know, ESPN2 used to be doing the trick shots. I got you. It's also a double entendre. Y'all didn't even know I was taking over. I feel like Amazon Prime. Because who really in 2020 is going to the store? Everybody's shopping online. And if you're shopping online, where are you shopping at? Enough said. He said, you'll never see me out with the ratchet. That's my sleeky link. Hey, that's so true, man. Again, I know it's getting cold outside. Brothers, I know it's getting cold outside. That don't mean that you got to cuddle up with everybody. Some people on text messages. Matter of fact, you can't even text me. You got to hit me up on Snapchat just so the messages disappear. That's what type of time Lou was on. He says, I will get all you NWX niggas stomped out one by one. Snatch old boy Glory. I'm talking Shine, Andy, Boot, Toy Story. That is fire because Andy on the boot was in Toy Story on Woody's foot. Come on, y'all know when y'all was kids, y'all had to write y'all names on y'all toys. When y'all took them to school or anywhere y'all go so you wouldn't lose them. But again, that was a solid round. That was a solid round. It was a very solid round. Solid rounds can be beaten. And again, I told you, the PG killer is pissed off. Let's see. So it's on DNA in the first. And I'm telling you, man, this man's level of focus is super high right now. He hasn't reacted to a bar, not a setup, not a scheme. He did not drink water. He did not give any reaction. He's emotionless. And he has a message for Lou Castro. And what is that message? He says, look, y'all don't believe me. I lack believability, right? All right, cool. I'm going to put these guns down and I'm going to have a conversation with you. I'm not going to shoot you, but we are going to go out back and we're going to shoot this fade one time. So, Lou Castro, buckle up, sir. DNA, it's on you in the first. He comes out and says, you're going to see the Xbox in this series now that I'm out of stock. Double entendres, the Xbox One console, out of stock everywhere for the Christmas holidays. However, the Xbox in this series, NWX, the Xbox in this series, I'm out of stock. I'm putting the guns down, so I'm out of stock. Fired. He says, you're not wild strong. You're really disabled because after you run out of that potluck, you still got to bring a meal to the table. That is fire. So basically, he said, yeah, you might be whipping the pot, but at the end of the day, you got to reach for that gun to finish your rounds. Yes. He says, conscious to make Lupe in this place, food and liquor. What a great album by Lupe Fiasco. What a great album. We all saw how he took Lou Couldn't Dance with the Samoan. At the Luau Samoans. Come on, man. Hey, DNA, the wordplay that he is using in his battle in the first round so far, the wordplay, incredible. Then he takes a real nice angle at Lou Castro, basically making the claim that Twerk took his style, elevated his style, and now you a part of the Goonies, you under the hood of New Jersey Twerk, you are actually in his shadow under his leadership. So, but under the hood, Castro should have went the extra mile. Castro Oil should have went the extra mile. What? It's levels. I think that's gonna be the theme of this battle. It's levels. You're gonna see that. He even says, then he even makes reference to the fact that Lou Castro didn't go visit New Jersey Twerk when he was in the hospital, and said, how could you be authentic if you never saw Jersey stitched? God. Y'all have to stop calling out the PG killer. This is why he is called that. Because he is here to humble you. God damn. He said, you know what's being wild strong? Telling Louisi to focus on his life and there's no reason to rhyme. You know what's being wild strong? Not drinking in front of riders so he won't be tempted to get another DUI. You know what's being wild strong? Making sure that the Goonies never break up and check them earlier. You know what's being wild strong? Making sure Twerk got 3 rounds instead of Jer. Again, like I said, Lou Castro, you had a solid round. solid rounds can be beaten, and especially solid rounds can be beaten when your opponent levitates. When he levitates and elevates, and that's what the first round was. I got a 1-0 DNA going into the second. It's on Luke Castro in the second. He comes out, wait till all you niggas at one house and shoot. College Hill. If you don't know what College Hill was, it was on BET. It was basically, they had a whole bunch of people in one house that were going to college together, and it was a reality show. It was pretty boring. It really didn't compare to real world, just being honest. It's like I synced it, then I saw it. Either way, I talk dumb. And that was even hard to read, but that was fire. I like that. Then you had a wrestling bar. Hit his WCW, knock Eric Bischoff. So if you don't know who Eric Bischoff, he was the visual president and flag bearer of the WCW when they were going against WWF, now WWE, for the Monday Night Wars. I like the wrestling bars. Then he makes a reference to DNA not being outside while he's out here in this field. He says, your location in the crib, mine field. Watch your step. That's fire. DNA's location's in the crib, mine field. Watch the step. Yeah, that's crazy. Then he has a quick basketball reference. Shine short and tough. You regular height and pussy. Bad combo. I like that. Definitely like that. Again, making reference to DNA's not having that believability. But he comes back with another wrestling reference. You'll catch 3D. Devon get the tables. Double entendres. 3D is the finishing move for Bubba Ray Dudley and Devon Dudley, the Dudley boys. But you'll catch 3D. Luke Castro, you turned up in a second, sir. You definitely did. I'll leave DNA stuck in the hair. There's something about Mary. Making reference to the... Just go see the movie. You don't even got... Just go Google the image. Got you. And he said, reverse the clip like BET movie. You're wondering how I got here? I love that reference because it's so timely. Nate Robinson, how did you get there? How the hell did you end up on the floor? Oh, yeah, Paul did that to you. Never mind. Round 2, it's on DNA. It's on DNA in a second. And he got right back where he left off in the first. Big Pimpin' Jay-Z in Linkin Park. I had to give it thought. It made me cross over to a band for a collision course. And this the wrong alternative, rock? So basically, what I need to explain to you is Jay-Z and Linkin Park collaborated on an album called Collision Course. Linkin Park is known as an alternative rock band. And that album was fire. Then he gets into a presidential race scheme. And I took a few little nuggets, you know. Y'all saw what happened with the ex-pres in that state. I was seeing red. What made you think you could swing this? Y'all saw what happened with the ex-president, Donald Trump. I was seeing red because he's a Republican. What made you think you could swing this? You know, in order to swing the presidential race from a Republican party to a Democratic party, you had to swing some red states to blue states. Then he says, they forgot to tell you, you gotta be at least 270 to win. It costs 270 electoral votes to win a presidential race. DNA, you in your bag. You're in your bag in this battle, man. It is. Why it had to be Lou? Why did it have to be Lou? My goodness. He said, you just sat in here with the Desi acting. It's about time I tell Lou, see, I'm home. You better Bob or Lou going to be saying, ay, ay, ay. Lucy, I'm home. The I Love Lucy scheme? Come on, man. I stayed up Nick at night, man. I'm old. I'm an old soul, man. I know. Come on, man. He said, we still talk about me clapping the machine. So I'd figure I'd cut the gun shit out. What did I tell y'all? what did I tell y'all? Quit talking about him clapping machetes. Now he didn't cut the gun shit out, which basically means that's the ultimate rebuttal. Can we leave it alone at this point? I've been hearing about this long enough. Can we leave that particular angle alone? Because there's only so many ways you can say he clapped the machete. We know, we get it, we understand. Then again, he makes reference to Twerk taking his style. He says, I know that hurts your pride and your ego because you had a style, but we all think you biting Jersey like Kobe at the free throw. Oh my. This DNA is beating 95% of battle rap. I don't care. This DNA can go up against anybody on any given battle and compete. This DNA, for now on DNA, this is how you rap. This is how you rap. Put the guns down. This is how you rap. This is how you talk to these little niggas. He said, all you do is impersonate your Jeffrey Dahmer? The wordplay impersonate Jeffrey Dahmer 8 people? Ace was the first nigga to say fuck the vets, but I outsmarted you both? Lou, now I got the drug connect? Making reference to drugs originally being a part of the Goonies, but now he's NWX. Ace Hameen, Lou Castro. Y'all said fuck the vets, but at the end of the day, the vets got the drug connect. It's just levels. It's just levels. How was Lou Armstrong if he only came to the band with one instrument? Basically making reference to the fact that all you got is gun bars? Look, man. Too old DNA. It's on Lou Castro in the third. Now, again, he has not had bad rounds. His rounds have been very solid. But this is the PG killer. And he pissed off. Thinking this gun is a sword? That's going to be his Final Fantasy? That's fire. That's fire. I love the gaming reference. Big Blazer on me. Public Defender? Because the Public Defenders, they suits don't ever fit. I don't understand. Where do y'all get y'all stuff at? The Goodwill store? You need just 3 suits. That's all you need. You need a dark suit and a light suit. And then, you know, one all-purpose suit. Come on, man. If you can't afford them all, just get the bare necessities. I just know the Taurus got me like a tour guide. The Taurus is a type of gun. He said he can go to any neighborhood because he know the Taurus got me. That's fire. I love your wordplay. Again, Lou Castro is not bad. I'm not going to allow anybody to slander Lou Castro's name as it pertains to this particular battle. It's not going to happen. You threw that tooth in the crowd for a reaction just to go and get another one. If I was in the crowd and that tooth flew off and hit me, I would have ran up on stage and decked you. That's true, too. And that's also funny. DNA, you can't... That was a good joke. That was a good joke, Lou. I like that one. Turning a thriving community into a ghost town? Again, more gun bars. But I like that. Turning a thriving community into a ghost town with a 100-round drum. He said, you lost a vixen and she kissed you on your cheek? I was wild jealous. I think we all were. Honestly, I think we all were a little jealous, a little envious. He says, I'll push Rock down court fast, buzzer beater. Vixen was wilding on D. Superhead. That's his third round. Again, 3 solid rounds. I'm not mad at that performance from Lou Castro. I think that is a very solid performance. But at the end of the day, you're going up against DNA. You're going up against the PG killer. And he pretty much negated your entire battle with the first round, basically saying you are nothing but gun bars. Anyway, what have you given us? Gun bars. You fell right into the veteran trap. DNA, it's on you in the third. It's on DNA in the third. So I'm going to tell you, man, this is the round that we heard about. This is the round that out of Born Legacy 10, when it came to this battle, this was the round that was being talked about. So DNA decides to really talk to Lou and explain to him, sir, the machine is gonna paint this narrative that is rookies versus vets, but really I'm the one you should be talking to. I'm the one who's done this. I'm the one who have had all these different accolades, who have had a level of success you're still trying to achieve. So while you sitting here saying fuck the vets, you need to be having a conversation with me. But we'll get into these bars and he'll be able to explain it a little bit better. They trick you to make you think that I'm the enemy. That's why you got all that energy while I'm standing across from you. If you thought this through, I'm the one you should be talking to. Just like I said, man, he literally laid it out just as I said it. He said that's when the looks get old and those features don't age well. Basically making reference to the fact that he doesn't believe that you got paid for this battle, but the URL and Caffeine said this is a good look for you. So you don't need to get paid because this is a good look. This is a good feature for you. But eventually, you're going to look back on your career and them features ain't going to age well. More so, you're going to look back on your career and your bank account is not going to look like your resume. Or more so, you're going to look back on your features when you get old and they might have aged well. God. They going to tell you you wild strong, but your pockets don't got to dominate. Your pockets don't have a dime in it. A dime in it. They're going to tell you wild strong, but your pockets don't got to dominate. Come on. Double entendres. Wordplay. I'm trying to show y'all. That's why I'm breaking it down, man. I'm talking very slow so y'all can understand the words that he has elevated in his battle, man. I'm just up here trying to toodaloo on waves of getting by. I'm just up here trying to toodaloo on waves of getting by. On waves of getting by. On waves of getting by. Because when you toodaloo, you're saying bye-bye. God damn. Pinocchio, you won't get out this well if I keep telling the truth? You see, there's a page flip. Ricky versus Vets. They hyping this like this some rival shit. I just make you climb the ranks so they have a sense of entitlement. Basically saying that they're trying to pin this rookies versus vets, making you climb the rank to the success of your career so they can tell you that they helped mold you. They helped make your career. You was trending on Twitter and he caught the deal on Caffeine. You whip the pot. I stir the pot. I bring chaos to the situation. Throughout the battles, DNA is taking little shots at Kid Chaos. But now he's taking a direct shot at you, Luke Castro, basically saying you were the person who beat Kid Chaos. You were the person that they was talking about on Twitter. But it was Kid Chaos who got the show on Caffeine. Where they do that at? He said, you whipping, I'm stirring, I'm bringing chaos into this, I'm bringing this up, and I'm putting this in your face. I'm basically showing you how they are sunning you. And like Sue Surf told Tay-Rock, they tapping your pockets. He says, I'm just telling you the business. People treat you how you allow them to. If I gotta calm you in this situation, how could you look for Castro for leadership? Fidel Castro leadership, I got you. He said, you can spit your best verse. This network gonna have you doing this for life. Basically making reference that you only know battle rappers, the people that you know are gonna keep you here. So you're gonna be rapping on URL and Caffeine the rest of your life. While I'm about to transition to something better. He said, I made a living off this water tower. Animaniacs, Warner Brothers, the WB. I got it tatted on me right there. Can you see? Yes, the WB. Shout out to the Witted Boys. God damn. The only reason I started the PG Killer was by my mistakes. I couldn't land Mook or Lux. Basically saying he started killing y'all because he couldn't get them. So he's going to kill enough souls in the PGs that they going to have to go get them niggas. Because all the rest of y'all ain't going to make it. He said, that's why I told Don Marino, there's nothing wrong with being the Mexican DNA. It means you got good freestyles, good business. Nothing wrong with DNA structure. It's access to the bloodline. So that is the rounds that we have between the two. I'll be honest. Again, Luke Castro, I think he's gonna be a future star. I honestly do. I think the actress, his performance, his energy, his charisma, he has jokes. He's good with the gun bars. All of that stuff is good, and I definitely feel star power when I see him battle. But you just went up against the PG killer, who pretty much counter-wrote your entire battle based off his first round. There was going forward. One thing I would definitely suggest for Luke Castro, I don't know if it was just because DNA was making you look uncomfortable up there, but you gotta be able to hold your composure. A lot of your facial expressions, your mannerisms throughout the battle, it seemed as if those bars were hitting a little bit too hard for you. And it seemed that they were definitely having an impact on your outward expression. So that's one thing I would tell you. But again, I see star power in Luke Castro. So someone I would love to see him go up against, him having a conversation with Chess. I like that. I definitely like that. But for DNA, man, again, a legend in his own right. It's time that we start putting respect on that man's name. If you already haven't, I don't know what more he has to prove at this point. He's constantly evolving. He's constantly changing, making sure that his name stays in high demand. He made his mistakes early on in his career, but he has now perfected the craft, and he is now elevating and being super consistent. So I'm gonna be honest with you. I was talking to one of my other battle rap homies yesterday, and we talked about DNA and his trajectory. I have to agree. I can see him easily beating the Murder Mook, because you got to understand this. One thing that DNA does that Murder Mook does not do, and if he does do, he doesn't do it as well as DNA, is rebuttal. So yes, Mook is a great angler, but what are you going to do when DNA rebuttals your angles? You're going to continue with those angles that he already rebutted, and we already saw it does not work. Just saying. Nothing you could do, Luke Castro, with this battle. So I don't have it being a body bag, but I definitely got a 3-0. I definitely have a 3-0. It's not a body bag. It ain't a zip him up. Shout out to my homie. He was like, Luke Castro was in the body bag, but K-Shine didn't zip him up, so it's not a body bag. I don't think he was in the body bag, but I do think he was at the morgue on the table. This is Temperature Check. I am your host as always, man. Mr. Check the Temperature, man. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel. And don't forget, pre-orders on the merchandise.